Alright, what is going on, you legends? Welcome to another video. Super pumped to bring you guys through a full day of eating where I'm going to break down every single thing I'm eating from a macro level and then a full day of training like I always do. But the kicker for today's video and the main purpose is going to give brutally honest advice to my younger self. So I'm going to go through my entire day and break down everything I used to do compared to what I do now and why what I did in the past didn't work and how you guys can improve from it. And this is going to range from fitness, nutrition, business, content, and everything else that I show you guys along the way. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Alright guys, so you already know the deal. For breakfast we got 3 servings of egg whites, 2 whole eggs, 3 cinnamon raisin Dave's pieces of toast with Crofter's organic jam on one of them, and then Teddy's organic peanut butter on the other one. And then we're doing 2 cups of blueberries, some blackberries, some raspberries, and then a Greek yogurt. And I'm also using organic Primal Kitchen ketchup. So this meal right here, I just looked it up on MyFitnessPal. It's pretty easy. They make you pay for the barcode now, which is kind of brutal. So this meal right here is 734 calories, 79 carbs, 21 fats, and 65 grams of protein, which is super, super beneficial and I'm happy about because I have to go train in like 20 minutes. So eating this meal will sit well in my stomach and allow me to progress the needle forward. So what I used to eat for breakfast was pretty much a bunch of crap. I wouldn't have any fruit, I wouldn't have any nutrient dense eggs, and I wouldn't eat organic. And I'm not saying that you need to go eat organic, but I'm just saying what works for me is eating a meal that's consistent every single day so I know exactly what's going into my body. But overall, I would tell my younger self to just eat more consistently throughout the week and still follow the 80-20 method, but you don't need to be switching breakfast up every morning. Like, you don't need to have oatmeal one day, protein pancakes the next, scrambled eggs with cheese the next. Like, you will find a lot better results with consistency in eating the same things daily, especially if you're trying to put on muscle or lose weight. It takes a lot of stress off your mind and it's just way easier. Alright, so we just got that breakfast down. Tasted super good. Highly recommend making a meal like that. And now we are going through our supplements. And I'm just going to touch on this quick, but something that I used to never take and now take all the time is magnesium bisglycinate. Magnesium is involved with over 300 enzymatic reactions in the body. So pretty much what that means, without being super scientific and super like nitty gritty saying enzymatic, it just means that it's involved with a lot of processes that the body does. Cramping, sleep, muscle production, etc. So definitely try to get 300 to 500 milligrams every single day. And you'll notice massive increases in performance, overall health, and sleep. So just literally take 300 to 500 milligrams. I used to never take this. I would get cramps, my sleep wouldn't be as good, and it would just be a lot harder for me to perform the way I do because I push my body so hard, and without this, I had problems. And I also want to say that I used to never track my sleep, heart rate, daily strain on Whoop. And now I've been tracking every single day for 4 years, so I know the data. I know exactly what I'm getting for sleep every single night, REM and deep sleep. I know exactly what my daily strain is. I know what my resting heart rate is every single day. And these are super important metrics to know and track, especially if you're trying to optimize at a serious level and trying to push the needle forward. And now a lot of this stuff that I'm going to talk about in this video, you can get away with. You can get away with eating a lot of food, doesn't really matter what it is, not taking all these supplements, not tracking your sleep, but at some point it's going to come to a screeching halt and you're either going to get injured or you're going to be incredibly plateaued. And if you don't know where to go, it's going to be tough to get out of it. So start to refine and retune your routine so you can get that slight edge, so you can keep building and gain that extra 1% year after year and just keep growing and notice everyone else fall behind you because they're not willing to put in that extra work. So refine, retune your routine, create systems that work best for you. And then I've always taken creatine HMB, past 8 or 9 years, love it, 5 grams creatine. And then electrolytes, never used to take, would plateau like crazy during my workouts because I was dehydrated and wasn't replenishing my sodium, potassium, and magnesium like we talked about. So I take electrolytes a lot more now, around 1,500 milligrams every single day. So yeah, supplements aren't the end all be all. People say you can get them from food, but you can't get as much from food as you would like. As much as you'd want to say that you can, you just can't. All right, we just made 40 minutes of zone 2 on the Echo bike. So what I've been trying to do over the last 6 weeks since the CrossFit quarterfinals is do 4 to 5 hours, even 6 hours of zone 2 every single week to build my aerobic base and just to make me more conditioned so I can express my strength and power and endurance in longer duration workouts in CrossFit. And this goes for running, throwing sports, basketball, anything. Improving your aerobic base is absolutely huge so you can withstand a lot more endurance for longer. So what I've been trying to do is 40 to 60 minutes on the Echo bike, and I've been trying, I monitor my heart rate with the Garmin heart rate monitor and the Garmin right here. And so pretty much I've been increasing my RPMs on the Echo bike while keeping my heart rate the same. So I'm trying to stay between 131 and 145 beats per minute. That's where I found my zone 2 was during my VO2 max test. So improving my watts in RPMs while keeping my heart rate the same has been huge. Like for 40 minutes, I've gained about 70 cals extra on the Echo bike in 6 weeks at the same heart rate. So that means my base is getting a lot better. And that's something I need to hone in on and work on every single day. So that's a huge piece, and that's something I never used to do. And that's why I'm so limited in capacity when it comes to CrossFit right now. Like my strength, power, and VO2 max is super high, but my ability to express endurance for a long time period wasn't there. And I even saw that with pitching. I could only pitch like 1 to 2 innings at mid-90s velo before I just completely fell off. So I highly recommend doing zone 2 work at least 1 to 3 times a week, and just follow the metcon method. Take 180 and subtract your age, and then keep your heart rate below that, and you are going to see some tremendous benefits that I wish I did earlier on in my training career, but hindsight's 2020. So, and another big thing about zone 2 is it's low CNS impact, so it's not going to affect your strength, it's not going to affect your power, your throwing, your CrossFit workouts. It's very low CNS, so it burns fat instead of glycogen. So you're going to shred fat like crazy, and you're not going to use up as much carbs and glycogen during this workout as you would during zone 3, zone 4, zone 5. So the moral of the story, hit zone 2 like an absolute savage. It's great for longevity as well. So now I'm going to do some ring muscle up work and some pull-ups and dumbbell bench. Alright, so we just did some ring muscle up work, and then we did 3 sets of 12 DB bench with the 90s, and then into 8 pull-ups. So nice little superset. Works endurance, works volume, gets blood flow into the arms, and gives you a good chest pump. The reason I'm doing a lot more ring muscle up practice in the morning is so I can accumulate volume, so that when I am under fatigue, I'm able to operate and execute more efficiently without being super gassed. So now we are going to clean this all up, head back home, work on some calls, work on programming, to edit some stuff, and then we're going to send some emails and then I'll be back for the next piece of this vlog. Let's go. All right, so we got back from the gym, did some work, and then had some calls with some new coaching clients that I just recently added on. A thing I want to talk about right now is no one is coming to save you, and the things that you learned growing up aren't necessarily the truth. You need to open up your eyes to the world of possibility and realize that you can elevate your life to insane levels if you just put in the work every single day, learn from the best, and continue to fine-tune and refine a routine that makes you a high performer. We all want to be successful, right? We all want to do these big things in life, but then we hit a point where we're like, shit, like, I don't know if I can do that. And instead of pushing through that wall, a lot of us take a step back and say, you know what? I want to live a life where I don't fail, and I can show my buddies that I'm living a good, acceptable life, but I'm not putting myself out there for failure. Guys, literally the most important thing in the world is failure. Fail, 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 fail. Be afraid to mess up on camera. Be afraid to mess up in the gym. Be afraid to mess up putting out content. Be afraid to mess up in school or at work, because the only way that you're going to get to that next level is through failure. So you need to embrace it. A lot of people succumb to their circumstances and don't want to fail. They don't want their buddies to see them not making money. They don't want their buddies to see them not achieving their dreams. And that makes them just be average, right? So if you'd rather just be comfortable and live an average life as opposed to taking the risk to be exceptionally well, I would be damned if I did that. It is so important to know that you're going to get to this place through suffering in adversity. So what I really am trying to hone in here is, guys, if you have a dream and you want to chase it, you need to be willing to fail like an absolute psychopath. Fail, 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 fail everywhere. And failure is going to lead to so much learning. And then in 10 years, all your buddies are going to be like, shit, how did you do it? You don't want to be in 10 years being the same as your buddies, the same as everyone around you. Do you really want to just fit in and be the same the rest of your life? No, you want to continue to level up. And that happens by taking massive risks in your 20s and 30s. And I think a lot of people kind of see all these high performers and they're like, oh, they just got there through luck, or they just got there through this, that, yada, 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 right? Dude, it took them 30 years to go from where they are to where they are now. It was a massive process. We look at like 1 year as in a long time. That is nothing compared to 30 years. Imagine all you would learn if you took the path less traveled for 30 years. Imagine where you would be. Shit, imagine where you'd be in 2 years if you took the path less traveled. And I think that's something that my younger self was like, didn't really get, because I wasn't raised to think, everyone's kind of raised to think, be comfortable, go to college, get that 9-to-5 job, and then you'll be all right. But then you start to think to yourself, wait, if I want to be this exceptional person and make all this money and do these crazy things and become a content creator and become a dude that goes to the CrossFit Games, I have to do things that are different, because if I do what everyone else is doing, then I'm not going to get to the level that I want to. So I said to myself, how am I going to do this? And it came down to turning on the camera, failing like a crazy person, and then it finally started to compile. I started to get sponsorships just through failing. And I was like, okay, how am I going to accumulate that mindset? How am I going to get to where I want to go? And it's learning from people that have done it. So how did I cultivate this mindset? I learned from James Clear in Atomic Habits. I learned how high performers perform, and I said, you know what? Let me try to apply this to my life. I put the bullshit meter on, and I applied things that work to my life. I looked at Matthew McConaughey's life, a successful actor. I learned from him. I said, okay, there's little trends in all of these books, and all these people take the road less traveled. How am I going to do better in business? I'm going to read about copywriting. I'm going to read Sell Like Crazy. I'm going to read $100 Million Leads by Hormozi. And you're going to see a lot of trends in how to elevate your business, how to elevate your life. And it all comes down to just learning, and being willing to fail like an absolute psychopath. And my younger self, he just thought, oh, it was going to be all right. Just go to college and you'll be good. You don't realize that you come out with hundreds of thousands of dollars of student loan debt. You don't realize that no one's coming to save you. And I'm so lucky that I did realize that at like 18, 19 years old. And I started to cultivate this mindset of, I want to be a ultra wealthy, high performer and help out so many people along the way. Do you know how many people don't even want to say those things because then the people are gonna hold them to it? I love that people hold me to it. Yeah, you're gonna tell me, oh Drew, you think you can do that? Yes, I do think I can do that. Just watch. And I think what you put out into the world will come back to you. And just cultivating that mindset and not staying in that same mindset you had as a teenager or as a 20-year-old for the rest of your life is so crucial. All right, guys, so we just prepped our supplements ahead of session number 2, where we got some overhead squats. I'm gonna try to hit like 265, 270, and then we have some snatches and a metcon, and then we have some zone 2 run later. So as you guys always see, I always prep my 2 applesauces, which are just bioavailable carb sources that I can use during training so I don't plateau. And then 2 scoops of grass-fed whey after training, and then a banana for after training before the run. And a brutally honest truth that I would tell my younger self is to get protein that is grass-fed and doesn't have xanthan gum in it, cellulose gum, maltodextrin, etc., because those are only gonna just mess up your gut and they're laxatives. So definitely avoid those gums and everything else, those artificial dyes, artificial flavors, etc. Yeah, it might taste slightly better, but the taste is not what you're looking for. You're looking to put on lean mass that doesn't destroy your gut and give you bubble guts and farts and shit. And like, who the hell wants that, right? And my other mid-workout elixir is my electrolytes, creatine, and carb powder, so I don't plateau. I used to drink like aminos during my workout, and that was not the move. But I thought, oh, aminos will put on muscle, but you can't put on muscle and you can't train to your fullest and optimize your potential if you're plateauing like halfway through your workout. So bring fuel during your training session and bring clustered dextrin, carb powder, electrolytes, and creatine. So all this stuff might seem like a lot, but it's really minute and minuscule stuff that puts you over the edge and truly just changes the way you look at training and performance. And the reason I'm so passionate about this stuff and so like seeming so like crazy about it is because like it works, and I want it to work for you guys, and I want you to elevate your life and go very far. So give this a try. Literally pick up these cheap applesauces at your local grocery store and start sipping on a mid-workout. If you look like a baby and you look weird, who gives a shit? Because being weird wins. All right, I will catch you guys at session number 2. Gonna clean this all up and bounce.
Yes. Nice.
All right, so we just got overhead squats done. We worked up to 260, which is tying my PR. I was gonna go to 270, 275, but I'm feeling good there. Just gonna cap it for the day. Now I have some high hang snatches, and then I have a metcon, and I don't want to tax my shoulders too much. So happy with 260. That was probably the most stable 260 I've done. Typically I'm like wobbling like a friggin' earthquake, and that's not what I want. I want to be as stable as possible, so when I receive snatches and when I do heavy overhead squats, all I have to focus on is bracing and driving through my legs. So now we're gonna hit high hang snatches and go into a metcon. All right, so after the gym, we went and did a zone 2 run after that metcon that I showed you guys. It was about an 8-minute high intensity, get the lungs going, increase my VO2 max type workout. And then me and Liz did a 40-minute zone 2 run. So I accumulated an hour and 20 minutes of zone 2 today. So just finding little blocks throughout your day that you can create time and pockets to elevate yourself, whether it be zone 2 or anything, is super important. And now we're having some steak, sweet potato fries, zucchini, and corn. And back to the theme of brutally honest advice that I wish I would tell my younger self was to stick and follow the vertical diet. The vertical diet is a diet done by Stan Efferding. It's a low FODMAP diet that I've been doing for 3 years. And that contains bison, steak, chicken, and salmon. And then the carb sources are rice and potatoes. And then we have Greek yogurt and some other stuff. I'll put the template up here of what to eat. But ever since having that, my bloating and my digestive issues, whether it be constipation or diarrhea, have gone completely away. And like I said, I used to just eat like crap because it had protein in it and would shit it all out, but thinking that was okay because I'm getting my gains with protein. But no, that's not what you want to do. Your gut microbiome is everything, especially not even in regard to building muscle, like overall health. Like I have a family history of colon cancer and I need to get that all checked out. I don't want to have any sort of issues with my gut. So really honing in your diet is huge. And I definitely recommend following the vertical diet. I've been doing it for 3 years and I stay consistent with it. Of course, I'll like have an ice cream or something here and there, but I can totally tell that when I put that stuff in my body that it doesn't sit well for sure. But I'm gonna house this down, go get some work done. Then I'm gonna take you guys through the rest of my night. Pretty much gonna do what I always do. Work, do the Mark Pro, recover, and then just kind of have another meal. So I'll catch you there. All right guys, so every single night I do these 90-90 hip mobility progressions, and it has completely changed the way my back and hips feel day to day. I pound my body hard, and I'm assuming you guys put a lot of stress on your body as well. And just doing those progressions for 3 to 5 minutes every night allows me to be so much stronger, so much healthier, and feel so much better throughout the week. So I definitely recommend getting in those positions, feeling those deep ranges of motion, getting down. You can even bring your back leg into IR. You can experiment and do ER and IR, pails and rails, and really just focus on opening your hips up, because if you open your hips up and you open your spine up, you're going to have so much less pain and feel so much better and going to be able to express your strength and power through deeper ranges of motion.
He's come out and done a nice job. He's got 4 outs already.
All right, so the last meal of the night is 2 pieces of sourdough bread, which is probably the best bread that you can get. I get mine from Trader Joe's. And then we got some Crawford's organic jam and some peanut butter. And then we got a Oikos protein yogurt, a cup of raspberries and blackberries, bison steak strips from Dakota Pure Bison. These things are absolutely elite. 1 strip is 18 grams of protein, highly recommend. And then we have our Olipop. So I'm pretty sure I accumulated like a 17.0 day strain today. And it is just super important for me to get all the calories I need in so I don't lose weight like crazy, and I continue to push the organism and the body forward every single day. And a lot of my days look like this, as you guys know, but I've found that stacking small wins day after day, following a consistent training program, being dialed in on sleep, nutrition, and just being consistent and fine-tuning your routines and systems every single day is the key to success. And it might take you 5 years, 10 years to see some, I don't know, physical changes that you really want, whether it be you're chasing elite performance or chasing financial endeavors. But just believe that you are on the right path and that no matter what you do, stay in the day, stay consistent, and keep stacking small wins. Try not to get super macro and stay in the micro, and you will continue to just blow up and just become unrecognizable. So I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. I absolutely love making these videos. It makes me super happy to showcase my life with you guys, and I'm going to continue to do it for forever. And we're gonna see some crazy stuff, and I'm just gonna keep elevating, and so are you guys. And You guys mean literally so much to me. I can't stress enough how much all of my YouTube subscribers mean to me. Tuning into this channel it allows me to do what I do, and I'm super appreciative of everything, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.